Hi, I'm Dr. Sunil Richardson. We have with us a very brilliant guy here. He's going to pursue his medicine from the next few months on, but he has an issue with his jaw growth. He's met a few dentists before, and somehow he hasn't arrived at a proper solution till he came to us. We've done a scan for him, we've taken measurements, we've made splints, and we've scheduled him for surgery this evening. So we have everything that we need to do in terms of planning. I'm going to study his case for you so you understand whatever the case may be, how much our difficult jaw issues are, we are able to solve that problem, we're able to correct those issues. Right, so we're going to start first of all by examining his face before we look anywhere else. Right, so on a main problem enada the problem, right? His main issue, difficulty in chewing. He can't chew food at all, and I'm going to show you why. Look at that. He has a couple of teeth that touch there, or that occlude, not even occlude, they just touch, and then again at this very end, like the wisdom tooth. Now in between there's a huge gap. That's the first concern. So we call this an open bite. It's a reverse open bite. And then the next thing is the midline. So this is his midline, and the upper tooth is matching with his midline. The lower tooth is not matching. It's moved more towards his left. In loose it. Therefore, that also corresponds with the asymmetry on the chin. You see, this is more full. This is more hollowed out. So this is a different curve and this different curve. A C like this and a C like this. So that's the whole issue of growth. So not only do we have to correct the occlusion, but I'm having to correct this asymmetry. How do I correct the asymmetry? The plan is to do a bilateral sagittal split osteotomy, and I'm going to take this side backwards more than this side, and we're going to adjust the shape of his ramus on both the sides. Right. Then look at his upper jaw. It's quite hollow here. He doesn't have the adequate bony support. His upper jaw is way behind. So I'm going to get his upper jaw forward. The plan is to get the upper jaw forward by 8 to 9 millimeters. We've already made the splint because I not only want him to get a little bit of prominence here, I want him to have fullness here at the base of the nose. And then once that is achieved, then we're going to do the lower jaw, twist it around, and eventually the genioplasty. And after that, the nose. So it's a very, very broad nose here. It doesn't have a proper tip support. It's pretty broad. So I'm going to get this narrow. I'm going to get this narrow. I'm going to get the tip something like this. So what we're planning here in a sense is a face makeover surgery, as I like to call it. It's called, or I tend to call it face makeover, because it's a combination of hard tissue, soft tissue work, combination of different modalities of facial surgery, different modalities of maxillofacial surgery, different modalities of plastic surgery, all knit together in one go for the benefit of the patient. So I'm going to sum up what the plan eventually. We're going to do osteotomy on the lower jaw in two different places to correct the protrusion, to correct the asymmetry. I'm also going to be working on the angle, most probably on the masseter on one side, to make sure he has exact angle symmetry. Then we're going to be doing the upper jaw forwards because we want to give him a nice profile. We also want to make sure he's able to chew very well. We've designed our splints, we've made our splints. The splints are going to be in perfect shape. You're going to be amazed to see how good an occlusion he's going to get just after the surgery. Obviously, in this case, he will also need braces. But even without braces, his occlusion is going to be 1,000,000 times better than what it's right now, because he has literally no occlusion now whatsoever. All right. And then finally the nose. So because we're doing everything, the plan is to do a submental, or a more precisely transmylohyoid intubation. So I have his entire face open for me. And so, yeah, it's a combination of fear plus a lot of expectation. And nee first vandu paathadingla oru varam irukumla. 2 weeks back. So the first time he visited me was 2 weeks ago when we did the scan and prepared him and everything. He's not from far away. He's from a nearby city. It's just like an hour and a half away from where we are. So it was possible for him to come a couple of times back and forth. till we could schedule his exact surgery after the splints and everything was done. Otherwise, this whole procedure sometimes even takes us little over a day, sometimes even 2 days to plan everything for a patient that has so much of work that needs to be done. Okay, so the main thing நான் already want to சொல்லிட்டேன். After surgery, the only thing is you'll be on liquid diet, surely for 24 hours, maybe a little longer. There'll be a lot of plasters all over your face so that it'll be feeling tight. And because we're going to be doing your nose will be blocked. Okay, not to worry, to breathe through your mouth. Your mouth will not be locked together, it will be free. However, because the work will be also done in the muscles, you probably won't be able to open that easily initially. Otherwise, there's going to be no problems with that. We will put you for braces, and our orthodontist will start treating you maybe 6 weeks from now after the surgery. All right. So, is that doubt இருக்குதா? No doubts. He doesn't have any doubts. And when you எப்போ படிக்க போற? January, is it?
Around April.
April ஆகும். So he's planning to start his medical course in the month of April or May. So this is an ample time for him to get over this. And இது கண்டிப்பா சரியாயிரும். We'll just need 4 weeks at most. We won't even need 4 weeks. All right. Thank you.